Hi, my name is Karen Rose, and I am a breast cancer survivor. I am a 17-year breast cancer survivor. Um, I'm a married woman. I'm married to Constable Derek Rose, the mother of three children, Keisha, Nikki, and Jordan. And we have four grandchildren and one on the way. I was diagnosed with breast cancer March the 28th in 2004. And I had just had a mammogram done 6 months prior to me getting married. I had just gotten married at that time. And mine is just a little bit unusual. I heard a voice that said, "Wake up, you have a lump in your breast." I woke up, I put my hand right here on my sternum, and I said, "There's a little nodule there." So I went to the restroom and I heard another voice say, "You're going to go through, but you're going to be fine." So the next morning, I let my husband feel right there, little nodule smaller than a pea, sweet pea. He touched it. He said, "Yeah, there's a nodule there." So I didn't wait, knowing that I had my breast mammogram, but I just wanted to know what that nodule was. So when I went, 6 days later, they called me on my job, and the nurse said that the doctor wanted to speak to you. And when she came to the phone, she made me a little bit more frantic than anything because it was the way that I was told. She told me that, honey, you need to go to MD Anderson. Of course, everyone knows what MD Anderson is. So that's how I was told, MD Anderson. And then she said, just go right away to MD Anderson. So then I immediately went to the Rose Clinic. It's a clinic down here in Webster, Houston, Texas, that's called the Rose. And I went to Rose and they did other, diagnosis and stuff like this. And they found out that it was breast cancer. And they told me that, I needed to see a surgeon or, make up my mind what I wanted to do. So therefore, I knew who I was going to go to. I went to Dr. Beverly Lewis. And everything went really quick after the diagnosis and stuff. And I had stage one breast cancer, ductal carcinoma. And my doctor told me that early detection is the key. So I encourage all of you ladies to go and have your mammograms on time because it's been 17 years for me. And my doctor told me that my diagnosis is one that the doctors don't like really to see to come across their death because it wasn't good. It was stage one, but it was early detection that saved my life. So I decided that, she told me to go and think about it, if I wanted to have a mastectomy done or a lumpectomy done, one or the other, and go home and think about it. And she will call me back the next day because the surgery was scheduled for Monday. But when she called me back the next day, she asked me what was my decision. And I told her that my decision was to have a mastectomy done. And she asked me, she said, "Well, why did you choose that one?" So I kind of like became a little confused a little bit when she asked me that. And I told her, I said, because my grandmother had breast cancer, my and the doctors always told us, me and my other two sisters, that for us to forever get our mammograms on time because my grandmother had the worst type of breast cancer that a woman could ever get. She had the lesions growing all outside her skin and stuff. And so that kind of stuck in my mind. And I just said, well, no, I'm going to go ahead and go with the mastectomy. So this is what I told my doctor. So she said, "I'm glad you said that. You made a really good decision." And so she put me really through a test to make sure that I knew what I was talking about. So therefore, I went on and I had the surgery. The surgery went very well. I chose my oncologist, which Dr. Lewis had, pointed someone out for me, and I trust her with my everything. My doctor. That's one thing when you have a doctor, you need to learn and know who your doctor is. And so, yes, so I did all of that, and that's my story of, you know, being diagnosed with breast cancer. My faith is very, very strong. And I thank God for my faith was at that time because back years, I was only 45 years old, 45. And years back, if it would have caught me back like in my 30s, 20s, or 30s somewhere, I probably would have crumbled. But my faith in God was so strong until I just knew that when that voice came to me and that voice said that you're going to go through, but you're going to be fine. But I had a great support system. My husband stuck by my side. The people at the hospital, the nurses, the support system from the hospital, they would call me all the time, like weekly, and ask, how was I doing? Um, was my marriage still okay? Was this because so many women that go through breast cancer and have been a young woman, such as I was, to have mastectomy done. Normally, the marriage ends. The husband, says that he can't put up with this, or can't put up with that, and chooses to walk away. But I thank God for the faith that I had and the support system that I had as well, um, which was great. My husband, my mom, my kids, everyone just surrounded me with nothing but love. So it was the faith in God that I had that brought me through. My thing was if you just wimp and have a pity party. My thing is the type of woman that I am. I do not like pity parties. I'm going to get up and this is what I'm going to do. My mom came and moved in with us and she was like, she never seen anything like this here before because, I was just so strong with going through this situation. She felt like I was just didn't want any help, but it's not that I didn't want any help. It was that you really can do it if you want to. It's a test. It's hard, but you just have to. If you have the will to live, then you can push through that thing, and that's what I chose to do. What happened was my daughter had taken me to an event in Houston. And it was just so beautiful what she had taken me to shower me with, with something that they was doing in Houston for not only wasn't for breast cancer, but it was just an inspirational event that she had taken me to. And I had came home and I had gone to sleep, and it just looked like it just was placed on my mind that the spirit said, I want you to do something. I want you to do something for breast cancer. And I thought about it and I thought about it and I said, well, if this is what God want me to do, I'm going to do it. So I came up with this here organization. It's called My Sister's Keeper. Well, it's really called Rose Ministries because my Sister's Keeper name was taken. So it's Rose Ministries in Texas City, but we call it My Sister's Keeper. And I came up with the idea, and then I started to get cold feet. Like, again, at church, I sort of like I told this lady, Tina Caldwell, I said, oh, because I told her what I wanted to do. And then I told her, I said, I think I'll wait till next year. She said, no, honey, let me tell you something. She said, if God told you to do this here, then this is what we're doing. And let me tell you something. This was 2010 that this here was given, the assignment was given to me. 2010, this is 2021. We skipped last year for COVID, and we probably will do Zoom this year because of the numbers going back up and all this type of stuff. But I have an organization that's called My Sister's Keepers, a nonprofit, and it's a beautiful event. It holds anywhere from 250 to 300 women. It has never, not one day, been a struggle for me. It has always been so easy. If I go to someone, I ask them, that I need this here, need that, need this here. It was already done. Um, it's just like it was just laid in my lap.
Mhm.
Everything and then assignment that God gave me. And I just and I think also the reason why that I was so adamant about doing this is because when I was diagnosed being 45, I felt like it was a lonely road to go down because at that time, seriously, no one was talking about breast cancer. It was just that no one said anything about it and nothing. It was just like, I had a couple of calls from, this one lady told me, she said, well, we had this organization going, but this, but you're gonna be fine, this, that. But I never heard anything from her again. And I started my organization. I did not want it to be that way of someone being alone and stuff. So when I had the first event, it was amazing. Every year it's amazing. Women started coming up and they started speaking. They started testifying. They started telling, their stories. And I was like, well, if you was had breast cancer, how come you didn't tell me? Tell for years, but it was that this is what God wanted me to do to bring the people around in my community, in my area, to let people know that it's okay to go through. He said that you're gonna go through something in life. And if you don't go through something in life, you yet not have a testimony. Knew that, when I went through that, they watched me and I hear women say it all the time. You could do it, I know I could go through this thing. So even with COVID going on, we still have like 4 women has been diagnosed with breast cancer. But my job is to, because people know that I'm an advocate for it, and they bring me different things, Mary Kay stuff. They bring me Lady Bill make quilts every year. And what I did last year was I went around and I passed out quilts to the ones that was going through to let them know that we're still in existence. We're still out here. We have not forgotten about you. So I'm networking on Facebook and I'm looking at the people, that's been diagnosed. And what I do is I reach out to them and I let them know you're not alone. I know you have a family and everything, but if you need anything or need anybody to talk to, or you want to cry on my shoulders, whatever, I'm here. We have a website. It's called Rose Ministries. Faith in God, and just remember the scripture, Proverbs 3 and 5, to just trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not to thy own understanding, and all of thy ways acknowledge him and let him direct your path.
Amen.
That's what I would say, because you're going to have some faith and you're going to have a support system, and if I could do anything to help anybody, you can always reach out to me on Facebook. I'm Karen Rose right here in Texas City, Texas. And I'll be willing to talk and pray with you and whatever I can do to help.